The fateful night of the werewolf game. As the witch, I closed my eyes and poisoned Vincent. The good news was, the good side won. The bad news was, the relationship between me and the cold young master, Vincent, worsened. Because I'm gay, and he's homophobic. So, I started avoiding him. Until one night, he cornered me against the wall, gently stroking my sensitive areas. "Still there," he murmured. "Now, let's listen to the whole story. Witch, he's dead tonight. Will you save him? You have a vial of poison, do you want to poison someone?" I stared at the two remaining players on the table, then casually pointed at one. One wolf, one villager, victory hinged on this move. You have to play with a bit of suspense. Alright, witch, please close your eyes. It's morning, the game is over. The good side wins. A cheer erupted in the common room. I jumped up from my chair triumphantly. Did I just guess right? Haha, Leo, how did you guess so accurately? Yeah, Vincent showed no tells at all. Everyone started gathering around the game master, excitedly analyzing the game. As the MVP of the match, I happily accepted all the compliments like, so amazing. Suddenly, I heard a screech. Vincent, across from me, pushed his chair back, shot me a quick glance, and then stormed out with a dark expression. The room fell silent for a second, everyone staring at the slightly ajar door. Someone whispered, "Is he angry? Such a rich kid with such a petty temper. What now? Should we go after him and check?" All eyes turned to me, and then silence. Because everyone present knew our relationship wasn't great. He was the well-educated, cold young master type, whose every word and action followed strict rules, disliking anything that went against the norm. And I, ironically, liked men, completely stepping on his taboo. So, even though we were roommates, I almost always went out of my way to avoid him. My relationship with him was less close than with the ladies who served food in the cafeteria. Sigh, it's fine. Vincent is always like that. Let's just ignore him and play another round, I said casually, sitting down and urging them to deal the cards. Seeing this, no one pushed the issue, and they all clamored to get a good roll in the next game. But in the following games, my mind was a bit distracted. Vincent had never openly shown his disapproval of me in front of so many people. Was I really that out of line? Maybe I should apologize when I get back tonight. Rich young masters are so difficult. That evening, as soon as I returned to the dorm, my roommate Ryan sidled up to me, nodding towards the bathroom. It's been almost half an hour, he's still not out. I turned my head and, sure enough, saw the bathroom door was closed. The white light filtered through the frosted glass, accompanied by the sound of rushing water. Vincent had a bad habit. Whenever he got angry, he would lock himself in the bathroom, completely ignoring whether anyone else needed it. Once, I accidentally touched his chest. He didn't say a word, just turned around, went straight into the bathroom, and showered for 20 minutes, completely disregarding his roommate who was about to burst. So, from then on, I was extremely careful and polite with him. This. I rubbed my nose. Is he really mad at me? Ah, so you're the one who provoked him? I thought it was this brave soul. As he spoke, Ryan held up his phone. The screen displayed our school's forum. The post was made 20 minutes ago. In the photo, a sullen-faced Vincent was rejecting a love confession from a male student. Hot news. Just caught someone who still hasn't given up sending a love letter to the young master, got scolded harshly. I was there, I can testify. The young master's tongue is like a machine gun, so sharp. That's right, at first I thought the young master would politely refuse as usual, but I guess he finally couldn't take it anymore. Who can bend our young master? I'll livestream myself eating, well, for everyone to see. I stared at Vincent's profile under the streetlight. His eyelashes were so long, his bangs messy, and his collarbones were visible under his short-sleeved t-shirt. Truly the top prize for the entire gay community at school. Even if he rejected 30 love letters a day, the next day people would still flock to block his path. But following the principle of, a rabbit doesn't eat the grass near its burrow, I dared not show anything. I had always been respectful but distant with him. Seeing this post, I immediately felt a sense of relief. So, it seems the unlucky one wasn't me. Thank goodness, thank goodness. After all, we still had to share a dorm, seeing each other constantly, making things too tense wouldn't be good. As we were talking, the bathroom door opened. Vincent, wrapped tightly in a towel, stepped out. His hair was still wet, water dripping from the tips, poised to fall but not yet falling. Combined with his dark, deep eyes, he looked very alluring. I was about to force a smile to make peace, but Vincent saw me and Ryan huddled together talking, let out a humph from his nose, gave me an arrogant glance, then turned and climbed onto his bed, leaving me and Ryan staring at each other in bewilderment. Ahem, I think you're still the one who lit the fuse. Past 1 a.m., I lay in bed, tossing and turning, unable to sleep. Sharing a room with Vincent, I felt so wronged. The other gay guys I met always looked at me with admiration, politely asking, "Is life comfortable?" Comfortable my foot. I was carefully avoiding Vincent at every turn, afraid of provoking this rich kid. What if he secretly played dirty tricks behind my back and I couldn't graduate? But then again, Vincent's family was so rich, what was he doing living with us common folk? I heard he was originally supposed to study abroad, but his family felt he was still young and needed some tempering, so they put him in this major full of boys who had to go out and dig dirt and cut grass. TSK, thinking about it, I felt a little sorry for him. A rich young master experiencing a life of hardship. Thinking of this, I no longer felt wronged. I decided to go to the bathroom for a bit and then go back to sleep. As soon as I came out of the bathroom, I ran into a solid chest. Why didn't you turn on the light?" Vincent snapped softly. Sorry, I apologized profusely, but then I realized he didn't seem to hear me. Following his gaze, I looked down at my own small frame. Some flesh, a one-pack. Vincent. Only then did he snap out of it, coughed lightly, and stepped into the bathroom. "Be more careful next time," he said, completely unaware that his face was bright red. I scratched my head. I was just trying to save a little electricity for the dorm, it wasn't easy for me either. The result was, after getting back into bed, I still couldn't fall asleep. Vincent, although he didn't turn on the light, the water ran for another 20 minutes. "Vincent, are you okay?" I asked softly outside the bathroom door. "Did you eat something bad? Or are you disgusted because you ran into me?" I thought he wouldn't answer and was about to dejectedly return to my bed when I heard his voice. It seemed to be a sigh, and his voice was a bit hoarse. "It's nothing, sorry." Oh, it's good that you're okay. Call me if you need anything." This young master was quite polite after all. In the end, Vincent stayed in the bathroom for 32 minutes. I drifted off to sleep at some point. The next morning, I rushed to the recording studio to record a radio show with the campus bell from the communications department. It's strange, when I first enrolled, I was chosen by the school radio station, attracting countless envious and jealous glares from my department. Later, when everyone heard I was gay, they started competing to bring me homework and buy me milk tea, just hoping I would introduce them to the pretty girls at the station. "Leo, what's wrong with you today? You seem completely out of it," the campus belle asked with concern after we finished. "Humph, being tormented by the young master for 3 sleepless hours, who could stand it?" "Ah, no, it's nothing." The campus belle was a straightforward person. After learning I was gay, she became even closer to me, like a good brother. I walked her back to her dorm. Downstairs, she wordlessly pinched my cheek. "Is this little guy lovesick?" Hilarious. How could that be? I'm very picky. Just as I was about to retort, a shiver suddenly ran down my spine, as if a knife was at my back. I turned around in a daze, scanned the area, and didn't find anyone suspicious. Vincent was going to give me a nervous breakdown. Looking at my watch, it was just in time for lunch at the cafeteria. I happened to run into Ryan. He enthusiastically called me over, leaned in, and said with a mysterious expression, "I'm telling you, I think Vincent has a crush." Clang! A piece of braised pork fell onto the dining table. I mourned it for 3 seconds. "You're saying Vincent has a crush? Then sows can climb trees." I glanced at Vincent sitting 10 meters away from us and commented without reservation. He definitely couldn't hear me from this far. But just then, Vincent looked up, his gaze cutting across several tables towards me and Ryan, sharp as a knife. "Illusion, illusion," I chanted silently in my heart, obediently lowering my head to eat. Ryan didn't notice my strange behavior. This morning I passed by his desk, saw his phone screen was still on. Guess what he was looking at? What? I stole another glance at Vincent. He wasn't looking this way anymore. The young master was eating his meal bite by bite, making even a 5 yuan cafeteria meal look elegant and refined. What kind of girl could possibly catch his eye? A forum website. Ryan leaned even closer, lowering his voice. What to do when the person you like hates you? Heavens, is this for real? I almost spat out my rice, shouting, and immediately met Vincent's cold gaze. Ahem. I guiltily lowered my head. Ryan, are you sure it's not what to do when the person you hate likes you? Ah, that can't be, right? That lunch, because I was sitting in Vincent's line of sight, I didn't eat well at all. This young master was too petty. It was just a random guess that I poisoned him. Did he have to hold a grudge against me for 24 hours? After lunch, Ryan invited another roommate to go to the internet cafe. Vincent usually went straight to the library to study. I loved these moments when I had the dorm to myself. I didn't even lock the bathroom door, just went in, whistling and showering. So refreshing. I remembered how Vincent had showered for so long yesterday. After all, we're both guys, was he afraid of rubbing his skin raw? Turning off the water, I froze. I didn't bring a towel, and my old clothes were soaked. After a second of thought, I opened the bathroom door and walked out. It's just me, what's there to be afraid of? As I boldly and proudly pushed the door open, I came face to face with Vincent's moist eyes. He was holding 2 books, probably having gone to the library and forgotten them. Oh no, again, and this time it's worse than last night. Vincent's mouth hung open, his eyes traveled from my neck down to my chest, lingered for a few seconds, then moved further down. I felt my whole body heat up. Leo. These 2 words were ground out from between Vincent's teeth. My heart trembled. Why aren't you wearing clothes? I'm the victim here, you know. I grabbed a towel and hastily covered my chest. Seriously, we're both guys, what's the big deal? I'm the one who was seen by you. What are you shouting about? I got angry. This guy saw my body and still acted like he was the wronged one. I couldn't take it anymore. Plus, because of him, I didn't sleep well yesterday. My head got hot, and I decided to confront him directly. After a moment of hesitation, Vincent asked, "Are you in a relationship?" Huh? What's that got to do with anything? Aren't you the one who was caught posting on the forum for help, young master? But my mouth remained firm. That's none of your business. Vincent's face immediately turned ugly. Seeing this, I gloated inwardly and continued my tirade. Vincent, although I'm gay, my standards are very high. For example, I have no interest in you, so rest assured. In reality, I had long coveted his beauty, but how could I admit it? I rambled on, completely oblivious to Vincent's face, which had turned as black as ink, and also failed to notice his flushed earlobes. I know you look down on our kind. If you really can't stand it, just move out. Why should a great young master suffer in a dorm? After saying that, I calmly returned to my bed to catch up on sleep. However, I couldn't sleep that afternoon either. This damn Vincent, after throwing down his books, went back into the bathroom. My friend, are you some kind of cleanliness fairy? Bathing 8 times a day. The sound of running water went on for another half an hour, and I was extremely annoyed. Along with the sound of the water, I lay in bed and started to overthink. He wouldn't secretly hire people to harm me and make it so I can't graduate, would he? I'm doomed. I'm a little scared. What was even more tragic was that when I woke up in the afternoon, I staggered and fell to the ground, knocking over Vincent's chair. His 5-figure watch fell to the ground, making a crisp cracking sound. Damn it, who leaves a watch on a chair? I was both angry and wronged. That evening, I had to put on a brave face and act pitiful to apologize. I'm sorry, Vincent, I didn't mean to. He stared at the broken watch without any reaction. Don't be angry, I'll definitely compensate you. Give me 3 months, no, 2 months. Seeing his sharp gaze, I quickly corrected myself. 1 month. A million grass mud horses ran through my heart. 1 month, how many jobs would I have to do to earn that much money? Vincent opened his mouth and began to speak. I carefully watched his lips, praying silently. Big brother, young master, ancestor, please don't say this watch is some family heirloom. Then I'll never, ever be able to afford it. Vincent's lips are pink, soft, and look very plump. Did he use lip balm? I wonder what flavor it is. My mind started to wander to random things, completely oblivious to Vincent's flushed cheeks. Leo, did you hear me? Ah. Vincent stared at me, enunciating each word. I said, do one thing for me, and we'll be even. Write a love letter for me. What? I widened my eyes. Ryan's jaw dropped. You. Vincent was truly in deep. Which damn lucky girl was it? Since when was my writing so valuable? He was too kind. I take back all the bad things I said before. It was all my fault. Vincent is a magnanimous person, with a heart as vast as the sea. Vincent smiled faintly. This watch needed to be replaced anyway. After saying that, he threw it into the trash can and turned to go into the bathroom. The difference between people is really huge. And I have to say, when Vincent smiled, he was quite handsome. To satisfy my creditor, I spent 2 whole days searching online to draft the letter. During that time, Vincent didn't seek me out. We maintained our usual polite and courteous attitude. During a shared class, I was engrossed in writing. Ryan, sitting to my right, suddenly snatched my pen and kissed me on the right cheek. Ryan, are you sick? Lost an online challenge, sorry. You can continue. Damn it, treating me like a tool. I'm a kid with a noble soul, you know. Just as I was about to curse back, I suddenly felt a chill run down my spine, the same feeling I had when the campus bell pinched my cheek. I instinctively turned my head to look around but didn't see anyone familiar. Vincent was sitting in the southwest corner, his head down, diligently taking notes. It couldn't be him, right? As soon as the bell rang, Ryan immediately pulled me. Honey, let's go, the cafeteria has 3-cup chicken tonight. Can you not call me honey? I still need to attract men. The two of us had just stepped out of the classroom when Vincent called out to us. Leo, the thing I need. Meeting his gaze, I found it as cold as ice, his lips tightly pursed, as if he was trying to suppress his anger. Ryan realized something was wrong. Well, you two talk, I'll go ahead. I reluctantly followed Vincent back to the dorm. My 3-cup chicken. On the way, we walked one after the other, neither of us speaking. The atmosphere was extremely awkward. Are you and Ryan dating? I quickly waved my hands. No, don't talk nonsense. He's not my type. Oh. Then for the rest of the way, no one said anything else. When Vincent opened the dorm door, I was still thinking about my 3-cup chicken and wasn't paying attention, so I bumped into his back. So solid, not at all as frail as he looked. I lost my balance and was about to fall. Vincent quickly caught me. Hey, he used his right arm to hold my waist. His face was less than 50 centimeters from mine. What kind of romantic scene from an idol drama was this happening to me? And the other person was Vincent, the one the entire gay community coveted. His eyes were so beautiful, his Adam's apple moved up and down, very sexy. I put my arms around his neck, and as I stood up, my gaze accidentally drifted downwards. Through his t-shirt collar, I saw. Oh, Vincent's was truly worthy of being called the ultimate prize. Vincent coughed lightly. Well, I'll go to the bathroom for a bit. When you're done writing, read it to me. Huh. So, a bizarre scene unfolded. He squatted in the bathroom, and I stood outside the door with the draft, reading those lovey-dovey words. To be honest, even I felt a little embarrassed. Young people these days are so bold in their writing. Was Vincent taking advantage of me? I'm also a high and cold flower in my circle, you know. There was no movement from the bathroom for a long time. Vincent, is this okay? Ignore me, just continue. Oh. I continued to focus on reading the draft, completely oblivious to the suppressed panting coming from the bathroom. I'm a professional, you know. My tone and intonation were on point, otherwise, I wouldn't have been chosen for the school's radio station. Vincent, I'm done reading. No response. Vincent, I need to use the bathroom. Only then did he come out, having changed into a new pair of shorts. Don't go in, he said unnaturally. The smell hasn't dissipated yet, wait a bit. Oh. Vincent's face was red all the way to his ears. I understood immediately. The great young master didn't dare admit his poop stank. So prideful. However, that draft, Vincent said he wasn't satisfied and demanded that I submit a different one to him every day. So, the semi-professional radio host stood outside the bathroom door every night, reading drafts to young Master Vincent. In the past, there were young masters listening to songs, now, there's a young master listening to love letters. Very good, very good. Vincent always chose a time when no one was in the dorm to have me read the love letters. He said, I paid for this, they didn't, so they can't listen. I thought about it and didn't find anything wrong with that. But it had been 5 drafts, and none of them were up to standard. My mood completely collapsed. That night, Vincent again said a draft was not up to standard. I immediately started flattering him. Young master, actually, to pursue someone, you don't necessarily have to use love letters. Who even reads love letters these days? Vincent was stunned. Is that so? I nodded my head like a chicken pecking at rice. Yes, 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 creating an atmosphere is much more effective than a love letter. Explain in more detail. Seeing that he seemed interested, I, a novice in love, boldly began to guide him. You can invite a group of friends to go out, try to be close to her, help her carry her bag, her shoes, or do some ambiguous actions to get others to cheer you on, leaving some memorable moments. Then confessing wouldn't be a success. Thinking back, besides when it was necessary, I had never spoken so much to Vincent in one go. He listened, looking thoughtful, and then nodded. Your experience is quite rich, huh? Huh. This misunderstanding is too big. After giving Vincent advice, he finally stopped clinging to me. I thought we had gone back to being the most familiar strangers. But something was wrong. He started bringing me breakfast, sat at the same table with me for lunch, and even went to the same classroom as me for evening self-study. Vincent, did I offend you again? No. Then why have you been with me so much lately? Does it make you uncomfortable? I'm sorry. Then he stopped clinging to me again. Sigh, I didn't mean it that way. But I couldn't bring myself to tell him, it's okay, keep clinging to me. Sigh, Vincent is actually quite nice. What a pity. On the way, Ryan put his arm around my shoulders. What's with Vincent lately? If this continues, the whole school will start rumors that you two are dating. How is that possible? Why not? Have you ever seen Vincent appear in public with anyone else? I thought about it and realized it was true. These past few days, coming and going with him like a shadow had indeed caused the students around us to whisper. Some even sent me WeChat messages asking, how's it going? Conquered the ultimate prize? How does it feel? Are you kidding? Is Vincent that easy to conquer? Anyway, let's not talk about it. This weekend, we're going to a homestay in the countryside for 2 days. Are you coming? Of course, I'm going. Who wants to stay in the dorm and be cautious when they can go out and have fun? However, what I didn't expect was that when my friends and I excitedly got out of the car, we saw Vincent and a few others sitting in the outdoor garden. Why is Vincent here too? Ryan scratched his head sheepishly. Forgot to tell you, Vincent is the main sponsor for this activity. What, has the sun risen in the west? Vincent is also participating in activities. So, I'm just changing places to be cautious. I stole a glance at Vincent, who was quietly reading a book. His eyelashes were so long and beautiful. Ah, he's not taking this opportunity to confess to some girl, is he? I pulled Ryan aside, seriously analyzed the situation for a while, and then demanded to bet with him on who could guess Vincent's target. Ryan clicked his tongue. 200 yuan. Ah, has this guy gotten rich lately? That evening, 8 or 9 people had already finished 7 crates of beer, and who knows how many bottles of white and western wine were mixed in. I didn't drink a drop of alcohol, enjoying watching the drunken state of this group of people. The game of truth or dare had gone on for several rounds, pushing the atmosphere to a climax. 86 is greater than, 68 is less than. It was my turn. I said confidently, 77, just guess the number in the middle. The result was the MC going, oh, a sound of failure. You're it. Damn it. Why don't I go buy a lottery ticket? A group of people looked at me with glee. Truth or dare? Dare. In this day and age, you have to play with excitement. I shuffled through a pile of cards several times, and finally carefully drew one. The MC read aloud, kiss the 5th player to your right for 10 seconds. Ooh, who's so lucky? I teased, starting to count. 1, 2, 3. After my fingertip touched the 5th person, the atmosphere became a little quiet. For no other reason than the 5th player to my right was Vincent. He himself was currently staring at me with a tense face. The incident where I randomly poisoned him had made the atmosphere awkward, and everyone still remembered. How about we change it, drink 3 glasses of wine instead? That's right. I looked at the 3 glasses of wine my friends brought to save me and started to feel conflicted. But I really couldn't afford to anger Vincent any further. If I angered him again, I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get back to school. Having made up my mind, I took a deep breath, raised the glass of wine, and was about to drink when I was interrupted by a low, charming voice. Aren't you allergic to alcohol? It was Vincent. His voice was rarely so lazy, and his eyes were hazy and unclear. This was the first time I had seen him drunk. Ah, but I can't spoil everyone's fun. Leo, you can kiss me too. Ryan slapped his thigh, just now remembering that I couldn't drink, and stood up to come to my rescue. Unexpectedly, he was forcefully pushed back down onto his chair by Vincent. Huh. Vincent's strength was that great? Before I could continue to complain, he had walked a few steps to stand in front of me. At 1.8 meters tall, standing in front of my 1.74 meter frame, the pressure was immense. He lowered his head, his eyes turbulent. I noticed his lips, redder than usual. I wonder if he put on lip balm today. The next second, his head was already down. I widened my eyes, about to open my mouth to speak, but unexpectedly opened the door for him. His tongue brazenly invaded, kissing me until I couldn't breathe, my body growing softer and softer. He held the back of my neck, continuing to explore my mouth. This Vincent, who said he was a pure and cold university student. Ooh, the people around us chorused. Damn it. Heavens. After Vincent let go, I panted, my mind still not fully recovered. My first kiss, the first kiss I had treasured for over 20 years. In contrast, Vincent seemed to still be immersed in the kiss just now. His tongue unconsciously licked his lips lightly, his eyes staring at me as if looking at prey. Who would still dare to say he was an ascetic young master? I was completely dazed, turned around, and fled the scene. Great, last time he was the one who left, this time it was my turn to run away. Returning to my room upstairs, I lay on the bed, my thoughts running wild. What was I afraid of just now? I got to kiss the ultimate prize of the gay community, I should be proud. Recalling Vincent's wild eyes and possessive kiss, I also unconsciously licked my lips. Strawberry flavor, his lip balm was strawberry flavored. Then I slapped myself again. Get a grip, Leo. He's a young master, don't dream of climbing high. At 1 a.m., I lay in bed, tossing and turning, unable to sleep. I wanted to take a walk on the small road in the village. As soon as I left the room, I heard the sound of vomiting from the room next door. Did Vincent drink too much and feel sick? I knocked on the door. It wasn't locked. I pushed it open, but the next second I was pinned against the wall. Facing Vincent's slightly red eyes, my heart skipped a beat. Vincent, I thought you drank too much. He looked at me, his eyes hazy. Ah, I did drink too much. I was looked at until I felt a little unnatural. Well, you should rest, I'll go first. However, I couldn't leave at all. He pressed his body against mine, using his right hand to hold both of my hands above my head, pinning them to the wall, while whispering my name. Leo. Then, without another word, he pried open my lips, his tongue creating a storm in my mouth. I couldn't breathe, but it was very comfortable. I widened my eyes. Was this what Vincent was like when he drank too much? Tomorrow when he sobers up, if he remembers he kissed a man, will he bang his head against the wall and die, or will he make me die? While my mind was wandering, a large hand was placed on my face. I instinctively closed my eyes. He was really good at this. Leo, you hate me. No, I don't. You avoid me. I don't. My whole body slid down the wall, only to be lifted up by him again. Then why don't you pay attention to me? Ah, this. I'm afraid you'll see me and feel uncomfortable. To keep the young master happy, what's a little caution on my part? To be honest, having such a cold young master by my side, who could remain calm all the time? Leo, I like you. Huh. I also want to be like others and call you honey. I also want to openly put my arm around your shoulders. He stared at me, his eyes sparkling. I like you, don't hate me, okay? You. My head was about to explode. Ah, a homophobe, the ultimate prize of the gay community, is saying he likes me? His figure swayed as he pulled me to the side of the bed, pressing my head against his chest. Listen, that's the sound of liking someone. Thump, thump, thump. His heart was beating very fast. My head was pressed against his chest, separated only by a thin layer of silk pajamas. My face was hot and red. A handsome man is here, what mind do I have to listen? Then, right in front of me, he took off his shirt. 2 pink points were exposed to the air. I stared in a daze. Truly Vincent, truly the school's male god-level figure. This time I saw it clearly. Then he took my hand and placed it on those 2 pink points. For you to touch. Don't go touching Ryan. Huh? When did I ever touch Ryan? Hiss. When I touched him, my hand felt like it had been electrocuted. His body also tensed up noticeably, and a few mmHms involuntarily escaped his throat. Good physique, and the feeling of touching it was also great. But was I taking advantage of someone in distress? That. Vincent, you drank a lot today. You should sleep first. I reluctantly pulled my hand back and pushed him down onto the bed. Mainly because I was afraid that when he woke up, he would find out I had eaten his tofu, taken advantage of him, and would hunt me down. After pushing him onto the bed, he still wouldn't quiet down, holding my hand tightly. Leo, I like you. Alright, I like you too. Now go to sleep. A clear look of joy appeared in his eyes. Really? So, are we considered to be dating now? I was getting a headache. Wasn't Vincent supposed to be cold? Why was he so talkative after drinking so much? Yes, yes, yes. Now go to sleep. No. His head shook like a rattle drum. You have to kiss me. I had no choice but to kiss him on the cheek. His skin was so smooth. Friends, I have eaten Vincent's tofu. Then, to my surprise, he took out his phone and sent a voice message. Vincent likes Leo. Leo and Vincent will be together forever. I burst out laughing. This young master really knows how to create his own dark history. Then he handed me the phone, looking at me resolutely. Oh well, if I didn't send one, I wouldn't be able to leave today. I had no choice but to say into the phone, Leo also likes Vincent, the kind of like that's only for Vincent. Only then did he close his eyes in satisfaction. Sigh, what a hassle. The next day, I slept until 10 a.m. When I went out, I found that everyone had already gone up the mountain to pick mushrooms. How could they be so energetic? I'm starving. I turned and went into the kitchen, only to find that it had been cleaned up neatly. What's this? Did the snail fairy come? Then I saw Vincent coming out with 2 bowls of noodles. Seeing me, he said very naturally, I was just about to go call you. Come and eat. Ah, this. I wonder if he still remembers what happened yesterday. That, last night. Before I could finish, the corners of his mouth curved into a smile. You can't go back on your word from last night, okay? Huh. He remembered everything. He really likes me. I widened my eyes, my face a picture of disbelief. I was both surprised and delighted. That. Vincent, what do you like about me? He was about to answer when his phone rang. It must be his family. He gestured and went into another room. Only then did I open my phone, only to be frightened by over 99 messages. Damn it, Leo, you're amazing. You really conquered Vincent. Quick, tell us how you pulled the cold male god down from his pedestal. You're famous now. What's going on? It wasn't until I scrolled to a link sent by a friend that I understood. It was the school's forum. The post was made by Vincent, with only 2 voice messages. The time was in the early hours of this morning. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Vincent looked at me with an innocent expression. It's not my fault. You're the one who taught me to leave some memorable moments. Huh. The noodle strand I was slurping got stuck halfway. The person you wanted to pursue was me? Vincent blinked. I'm serious. From the moment I enrolled, I noticed you. Wherever Leo is, the air is sweet. Is it possible that's the smell of my shampoo? Leo is very serious about everything, whether it's studying or working at the radio station. I finally met someone who is as outstanding and motivated as I am. Hey, throwing in a compliment for himself too. But Leo is more amazing than me. You have a great relationship with all your classmates, and everyone needs you for every activity. Moreover, you're very brave, daring to admit your sexual orientation. Leo, although you are very brave, I still want to stand by your side and protect you. Oh my God, Vincent wasn't drunk. When he said these words seriously, he was even more charming. I stared at his moist eyes, dazed. So, you don't hate me anymore? The light in his eyes dimmed a little. No, I don't. I held his face with both hands and looked at him seriously. I never hated you. I'm really happy today. Vincent said he had never been in love before. I didn't believe it. Just after breakfast, he revealed himself to be an old pro. I thought since he had cooked the noodles, I should do something too, so I proactively put on an apron and went to the sink to wash the dishes. Just as I was about to finish, Vincent suddenly hugged my waist from behind. Hungry. I turned my head and met his pitiful eyes. Huh? Hungry? Didn't we just eat? Should I make another bowl of noodles? He chuckled softly. Why did I feel like there was a different meaning to that? Then, taking advantage of my inattention, he pinched my waist, his whole body pressing against me. I felt something hard and very hot behind me. Vincent. My face flushed red in an instant. I turned to push him away, but he held my head firmly. He stared at me, his eyes slightly narrowed. He was taller than me, and when he looked down at me, it was like looking at prey that was already in his trap. His kisses fell like rain. Strawberry flavor. I hemmed and struggled, my mouth babbling in protest. Vincent, it's still daytime. Vincent let out a cold laugh. You run around naked in the dorm during the day. How is that different? But I was completely helpless. He carried me horizontally towards the living room sofa, not even bothering to go upstairs. I was thrown onto the soft sofa. I tried to sit up but was immediately pressed down. Vincent gently caressed my face, neck, and chest, his large hand sliding down and lifting my shirt. Vincent, no. He ignored me, his lips lightly touching my skin. With every touch, my body tensed a little more. Leo, Leo. Vincent called my name over and over again, his voice low and magnetic. My ears tingled. Then he started to take off my pants. My body was already limp, unable to resist at all. Suddenly, his phone rang. Vincent paused, frowning. He ignored it and continued to take off my pants. Maybe you should answer it. He sighed, having no choice but to pick up the phone. I lay on the sofa, shamefully putting my clothes back on, my breathing ragged. Ah, truly a master teaser. When he came back, his expression was very unhappy. Something came up at home, I have to go back to the city for a trip. Okay, you should go. I smiled, but my heart was a little disappointed. I quickly slapped my face with my hands. Leo, have some dignity. Vincent chuckled softly, pulling me into his arms and ruffling my hair. Be good. I'll definitely satisfy you next time. I was so angry I immediately kicked him. Get lost. Where did the cold young master of the past go? What's the fun of staying at the homestay alone? I contacted Ryan. They were just setting up tents on the mountain. When they saw me, they started teasing me. Ooh. Princess Leo has arrived. Where's your prince? I charged forward and gave each of them a kick. Get lost. Ryan grinned slyly, holding out his hand. 200 yuan. Don't you dare go back on your word. Only then did I remember that I had made a bet with Ryan to see which girl Vincent would confess to this time. Who would have thought it would end up being me? I angrily transferred the money, gritting my teeth. Ryan, did you know about this from the beginning? He feigned surprise and turned to ask the other classmates. No way. No way. You only just found out. Oh, they said Vincent wasn't originally supposed to live in the dorm, but after hearing a program on the school's radio station, he was attracted to the male host's voice and moved into our dorm. They also said why I hadn't received a single love letter for so long. It's because Vincent intercepted them all. I wailed in grief. No wonder I thought I was so charming. Boo-hoo. The day you randomly poisoned him, the photos that circulated on the forum. Actually, he was cursing out the kid who sent you a love letter. Ah, you're too much. Boo-hoo. And asking you to write a love letter was just him deliberately teasing you. Otherwise, even if you sold yourself, you wouldn't be able to afford his newly bought watch. Then I remembered those days. I stood outside the door reading love letters, while he was in the bathroom. Damn it. Vincent, I'm not done with you. At dinner, everyone suggested having a bonfire. We went everywhere to collect branches. I carried a small basket and strolled leisurely through the mountains. I heard that you could see fireflies on the mountain at night. And sure enough, I found them. 1, 2, the fireflies flew deeper, and I followed them deeper. I opened my camera and took a few random shots. So beautiful. A great young master like Vincent had probably never seen fireflies in the countryside. I thought to myself and casually sent the photo to him. After sending it, my hand trembled, and the phone fell to the ground, rolling away. Damn it. It was pitch black. I bent over, searching for my phone. It was so hard. After fumbling around for more than 10 minutes, I still couldn't find my phone. Looking around, damn it, I was lost. It was very late at night, the temperature had dropped, and I was only wearing a short-sleeved t-shirt. The wind was blowing harder and harder. I hugged my arms, shivering. And then, it started to pour. I was soaked to the bone and finally found a cave to shelter from the rain. Thank you, Mother Nature. I wonder if my classmates will come looking for me. It's all my fault for wanting to take pictures of fireflies. I huddled on a smooth rock, listening to the wind, rain, and thunder outside, and couldn't help but blame myself. I hope they wait for the rain to stop before coming out. I can endure one night. I was cold and hungry, curled up and fell asleep in a daze. I don't know how long it had been, but my forehead suddenly felt cold. Leo. I opened my eyes and vaguely saw the figure of Vincent. An illusion, it must be an illusion. I closed my eyes again and heard an anxious voice. Don't sleep, don't sleep. It seems it was real. I reached out and touched Vincent's face, and my consciousness gradually returned. Ah, you're here. I'm sorry. He thoughtfully draped a thick coat over me. Don't say anything, it's good that you're okay. Only then did I notice that he was soaked to the bone, with mud on his pants. He must have fallen. The white t-shirt clung to his body, revealing the hidden lines of his body. He quickly took off his shirt. In the darkness, I could see his 8-pack abs. You'll catch a cold. I quickly pushed the coat towards him, but he shook his head. Are you hurt? There was a long cut on his right arm, about 6 centimeters long. The blood had partially dried, turning a dark red. I gently stroked the area around the wound, feeling extremely guilty. It was all my fault. Then I instinctively blew on it. There's no alcohol here. Before I could finish, I felt a sharp gaze on me. I looked up and met Vincent's deep, bright eyes. In the dark cave, they were like stars. His breathing became heavier, the hot air tickling my ear. I instinctively stopped blowing. Vincent's fingers gently caressed my lips, rubbing them a few times, then slid down to my earlobe. Vincent, I asked tentatively. He took a deep breath, his voice a little hoarse. You don't want to wear it either. Then let's both not wear anything. Vincent. He lifted me horizontally again, placing me on that large, smooth rock, and then quickly took off my clothes. I gasped. Vincent gave me no chance to breathe, pressing me down under him, pushing down hard. Leo, do you know how worried I was? Vincent, my voice trembled a little. In front of me was the cold rock, behind me was a hot body. He gently caressed my sensitive areas, his lips traveling from my neck down to my waist. Still dare to be naughty? No, I don't dare anymore. My eyes were hazy, and my throat involuntarily made embarrassing sounds. Louder. Tears streamed down my face. He gently wiped them away. Honey, does it feel good? Outside the cave, the wind and rain roared. Inside the cave, spring was in the air. The more I begged, the more excited he became, the more I resisted, the more vigorous he became. I vaguely called out Vincent's name. He ecstatically rushed towards the peak again and again. The surrounding environment was damp and cold, but two hot hearts were beating wildly. After the homestay trip, the whole school knew that Vincent and I were dating. In front of everyone, Vincent still maintained his cold and aloof appearance. How could he be so good at pretending? At night, he was clearly a beast. I hated him so much I gritted my teeth. What's wrong, honey? Are you not feeling well? I'll take you back to the dorm to rest. Vincent smiled slyly. I was startled. No, no need. Are you kidding? If I was taken back to the dorm now, wouldn't I be bullied by him again? After Vincent and I got together, I found out that the traitor Ryan had long been bought by Vincent. When I saw Vincent transfer him 1,000 yuan for his work, I was so jealous. I gave you advice too, why didn't you pay me anything? Hearing this, Vincent smiled slyly and leaned in. Honey, I'll make it up to you, consider it payment. After graduation, Vincent inherited his family's company, and I became a voice actor for cartoons. Whenever he had time, he would come to visit me. Every time my voice acting project ended, he was always particularly energetic that night. I scolded him for being a playboy, but he said he was really just self-taught. Vincent, be gentle. I was pressed on the bed, the pillow suffocating me. He let out a cold humph, and his force became even stronger. I couldn't help but moan. That sound aroused his interest even more. Honey, louder. At the film set, you really choked me up. Vincent said, at first, he was attracted to my voice on the radio station. Beast. And that's the end of the story. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe to support me.